Come on. How you doing this morning?
Okay, oh nervous.
There's nothing to be nervous about.
Always gets me.
It's a discovery moment.
Yeah, today is 7 months to the day. You didn't respond to me regarding your.
Counselor, what's your client's name?
Moylan, Olivia Moylan.
With an M, right?
Yes. Which other cases?
Employee.
Oh, that one, keep that in October if you would, please, just because.
So is that the one that?
That's the mental health.
Right,
eval.
right. Did I give you a October date with, I think it was Judge Green, because you already had. Let me
Oh,
go grab it.
I'm just already. I'm sure.
So.
All rise. Honorable Judge Oakley presiding.
Yeah, have a seat. Yeah. People versus, is it Moylan? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Appearances.
And good morning, I'm William Mays on behalf of Ms. Moylan. Ms. Moylan, state your name for the record, please. Judge,
Good morning.
Report this morning for a motion to compel production of discovery. The prosecutor had asked that we adjourn this matter over so that she could have time to review the file and get a response. I did receive a response over the other day. If I understand it correctly, she's essentially not objecting to entry of the order compelling production of these materials, but she is indicating that she can only receive these materials through the Freedom of Information Act, which is unacceptable. I guess I'll let her address it, but the bottom line is under 6.201, you know, we've got these discovery rules, these police officers, whether they're her police officers, the Michigan State Police, they work for her in connection with this case. And the Kyles v. Whitley, they're required to do more than just, you know, they can't hide all these materials and say, well, it's not part of the prosecutor's file. Michigan State Police are, in my experience, very cooperative if you're contacting the right people, which would be like Mark Fondren or Jeff Nye, who's in charge of the Forensic Science Division, and they won't require a Freedom of Information Act. I was just getting materials, I got a call from Nye earlier this week, late last week, about some electronic data that, again, something that you wouldn't be able to get under FOIA because it would be redacted. Under People versus Jack, there's no exemption for these discovery materials. So, you know, I don't know if we need further analysis of that, but, and insofar as costs, I mean, Michigan State Police, they don't charge me when I get something through a subpoena, let's say. It's only chargeable if they do the Freedom of Information Act. Bottom line is that FOIA is just an inappropriate vehicle anymore now that we've got formal discovery rules in misdemeanor cases.
Response.
We were advised, the department was advised that we could only obtain those materials because they're not in our custody or control, the tax ledger itself. Through a FOIA, which I included the memo, I advised Mr. Mays, we're not trying to hide these materials. I have no intention of giving it to him, I just don't have them. And the only way to receive them are through FOIA. If he has all these contacts and he can subpoena, then he's welcome to do that with these very documents he's requesting. So, I mean, and again, I mean, if we go through FOIA, which is what we were advised to do, it should be at their expense, because it's the value of the materials he's requesting aren't required for a casing sheet. I don't have to prove or provide documentation about some unrelated suspect that gave a breath sample in October of last year and didn't flow within the time frame and you got an error code. That's not relevant to my casing sheet.
All right, so just recap. You want me to order her to provide something that's not in her possession. I don't know that I've ever done that on any kind of case, civil, criminal, any kind of case. A. B, if this is something you can subpoena, subpoena it.
If you enter an order,
Right.
I will give her the context that she can submit this to, Jeff Nye, Mark Funker. And even though it's, you know, when you say it's not in her possession or control, when she says it is, she just doesn't realize it. This is just like that, Kyle v. Whitley case, you know, the state of Louisiana said, hey, to the US Supreme Court. If the police don't give it to the prosecutor, then how could we possibly know? And what the Supreme Court held in that case is, whoa, that would alleviate almost all responsibilities to the prosecutor if the police were allowed to just do this willy-nilly, number one. And two, it would require them the court to say, well, due process is met, even though the police actively hide.
You're missing my point. You just said you subpoena these kind of things all the time. So why would you even go through the discovery?
Subpoena them, I use the word discovery, or compelling discovery.
You used the word subpoena a moment ago.
Production on 35th, just a couple weeks ago for X and L then. And just so that it's clear, the problem with Michigan State Police right, maybe they're behind, maybe they're trying to get this organized, I don't know. But this data that we're requesting, whereas the prosecutor describes it as onerous and voluminous, it's not. This is stuff that other states, when they have an Intox 9000, readily publish on the internet, so that any person can go and just click and look through all this data and be satisfied that a particular breath machine is working or not working. The fact that the MSP doesn't put it online, well, that's their bad. And this is her machine, and the way that I would get this, if we weren't going through just discovery, I'd file a motion to suppress the Intox 9000. Then she gotta bring all these people down here in person and they'll produce these documents. And Mr. Nye was extremely pleased when I sent up in this order, it says you must provide this under 902 whatever.
Right.
With a seal and a signature, and he said, what's the purpose of it? And I said, you don't have to show up in court. And he goes, oh, that's wonderful. So what we need is an order, and I submitted an order, a proposed order to the
Okay.
court. And
So your
I'll do it, I'll serve it, because I got.
Your experience has been, I think you said 35th, that if you get a discovery order, you submitted it and it's not going to cost the township a thing.
Yeah, no.
All right, so let's just draft the order such that if it's going to incur any costs, we'll take another look at it before she signs a blank check.
Yeah.
Because that's all her only concern, right? That's your only concern. No, but your only concern is it's gonna cost the township money. Right. So,
Yeah, and before we cross that bridge, I would just give a footnote that when we come down to cost, I mean, if this is an onerous cost.
yeah,
Yeah, sure, we'll have to come back and
Yeah.
talk. But I don't think.
well, she wouldn't bother coming back to me for a $20 fee.
Well, when it comes to this is almost like for experts, you know?
Right.
I will pay for my experts and my.
Right.
experts.
Right.
A bunch of.
Except she doesn't want her experts.
What's that?
She doesn't want her experts. She doesn't want them.
Do that, sure.
Right. So why don't you just you two have a little bit of conversation, figure out whatever language in the order that protects her checkbook, and I'll sign the order.
Yeah, I mean, come back on an issue of cost if we need to. Let's just enter the order.
Okay. All right. We're agreeing on the record that if there's a cost associated and you think it's too much, then just tell state police, hold off.
Yeah, that's.
Do I have a proposed order?
Yes.
I do. Okay. All right. So we're clear though.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign it. You're gonna submit it to state police. If she finds out it's gonna cost the township money, then we're just gonna come back and talk about how much is too much.
Fair enough. Thank you, Judge.
All right, but we gotta do something with this before he gets it. I mean, there's only one copy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Okay. Give us just a minute, Mr. Mays.
And as far as next date, we'll just work that out.
It's okay with me. I mean, let's see how long this is gonna take.
Only thing, I've got a vacation plan. Trying to protect that calendar.
Sure.
Oh, and Judge, since we're here. That's not your case. Never mind.
So you're all set. We'll get him his copy and get him on his way.
Thanks.
Thank you. When's your vacation?
Well, I'm trying to take off like around the 5th or so. I'm taking the RV, so it doesn't really,
Yeah.
I got a jury trial that's supposed to start back up on the 3rd. We'll see if that happens. Everything, you know, it's, whenever you try to schedule like 3 weeks off, is something comes up.
Right.
So we'll see what happens, but no rush and no pressure type of thing as well.
No itinerary. Yeah. Good luck.
It's not scheduled yet. There was only a review in the computer for, you gotta read the whole.
Oh, I just put the date on. I just put the date
It's
on.
just a review for the paperwork to come back from forensic.
I got you.
So,
How do you spell that name?
OTOTE.
OT.
All right, Joe, let me know when something's ready.
Space, so, it won't.
And I haven't seen that. Oh, the report. No.
August 16th. We got it August
Yeah.
19th.
No, I didn't get it.
They don't email anything. They physically mail a copy.
Can I see? Thanks. Oh, you know what? I did get this. I thought it was part of the discovery pack on a different case. I haven't opened it yet.
So, well, let me go make a copy of this.
All right, thanks.
Just between you and the wall, I told these parents and the students. I don't even know why you're having me do this. She took her car and drove it into her aunt and uncle's house. For no reason. I mean, yeah, that's crazy shit, but. And she is crazy, you know, she gets off the meds, but. Like MDOP or something like that. But, you know, every time that I've talked to her, she seems normal. I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna find you not competent to stand trial. You clearly understand what the hell's going on. But they insisted, and you know, when they insist, you just do what they tell you, because if it comes back later on, it doesn't bite you in the ass if you did it, you know? What's that? Well, these mental competency, so it's almost like, yeah, that's a lot more fun.
And that's your,
That is a lot more fun. There's no pressure unless. I was talking to somebody about that.
I didn't staple it because in case you email it.
I price myself right out of those cases. When somebody calls me with one of those cases, it's 50,000 or twice that. Because I say, for the price of 10 cases, 10 regular cases, why would I want to deal with having to deal with bereaved family members and people crying and guidelines that put a person in prison? Sure. I'll take the 10 cases at reason, you know? Well, a good serious injury case. I picked one of those up yesterday. Give me a good serious injury case. That lady shouldn't have been out in the street.
So you just want me to put this on, So Romulus is gonna be Judge Green for.
I'm doing a bunch of Zooms while I'm on vacation, so I.
Romulus, actually, we get Romulus back in October.
Oh. Oh, I don't care.
Ladies, no.
So
Where
October,
am I going? We're not 100% yet, but I'm thinking going up to the UP, west through Minnesota, well, Wisconsin, Minnesota, stop at the Porcupine Mountains and stuff like that. And then head on over to North Dakota, then South Dakota, and head back
wow.
home, that southern tier,
And how long are you gonna be gone for?
3 weeks. It's just a lot of driving is all
Yeah.
it is.
So we have Romulus back in October. Is that what you want to set this for?
Oh, what's the date that you're looking?
Oh, actually, that review date, the October 3rd that you're talking about is a Oakley date. Do we want to just keep it on that day since you said?
October 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so we'll keep it on the October 3rd date that I had the review for. October 3rd. And then, the McKay case, the motion that you filed,
Yes.
yes, he said that's fine to do it by Zoom.
Okay, cool.
So I'll let Mr. Mertz know that he did approve Zoom. Which is kind of funny because Belleville is very hard to get in here because you know, they barely have any cases anyways. So I've been making them come in person on days that they don't want to.
Yeah.
And so this is one day I did it at a time that they're good to come in the afternoon. And now judge is approving for you to.
Yeah.
work, so.
That is
So I'm gonna
September
let Belleville
12th. Okay,
know
yeah,
that.
September 12th. Okay, I got
Hopefully
that.
that'll be the only.
Is there anything else?
Uh, Not that I know of.
All right.
You. You have another case. Yeah.
Do I?
No, Chloe, we.
Oh, Chloe got dismissed.
Okay. No.
Cool. And that has not been refiled yet? Didn't
What,
look like it yesterday.
Chloe? Where's one?
Well, her idea was that she wanted to hand it over and not hand it over until, or not dismiss it until Wayne County refiled. And Wayne County is not refiled. And you know, but they don't, they
I-
march to their own drummer. They're gonna take their time.
Right, well, I dismissed it because I received the order.
That's fine, but you haven't seen any new ones come up on her. Yeah. Here's a neat trick for you. When you get a dismissal like this and they're gonna refile with the state, tell them, go get your driver's license back. And you can get your regular driver's license back because you got the order of dismissal.
You know, you're live streaming.
Well, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
No, there's one in here.
You must know me.
No, there's nothing, yeah.
I wish. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Washington County. I worked in Washington. And I hooked him over to Slade. He pled guilty to a lesser, so drunk, he put the visibly impaired.
Yeah.
I'm like, they could never put it was road rage. He got home, opened the bottle.
Yep, yep.
The kitchen.
Yep.
Everything right. They knocked on the door, they fucked up, but then I was.
I got a guy up. What was it?
I was shouting. I've never seen you before. I worked Washington County.
Yeah.
I knew you
I
reputation.
only get a little bit of watching on, you know, Judge Simpson on Zoom. Oh my God, he's blowing up Zoom. With his hearings and all that. And he's getting all these sovereigns in there. And I'm like, man, you know, 20 years ago, everybody that appeared in front of Judge Simpson was, well, first off, it was the old court. Do you remember the hogback? And it was super hot all the time. The sun would come beaming through. Everybody'd be sitting there waiting, praying that their case would get called because it was always packed. And you never saw a sound. Not back in those days. Never. And I mean, I was the only one giving him, you know, a real run for his money. Oh man, it was just great. It was these epic battles between me and him. And nowadays it's boring. You get these crazy sovereigns that they're making their various, and I don't get anything really good in front of him anymore. It's mostly just people that want to take a plea or something like that. So I don't get to fight with him. We once had a jury trial. It was 10:30 PM at night. In it was in the big courthouse.
G?
14, no, it was 14A, the one right downtown Ipsy.
Oh, A2.
Yeah, yeah. So we came from Hogback on our pre-trials and did our and that was Pittsfield Township back in those days. Geez, what was their names?
Don't did I tell him?
No. Pittsfield, the Bellland?
John Donut did a ton of.
I had
That
a,
was his thing.
Wayne, Washtenaw County Sheriff's Deputy who came to me real brand new.
McMullen?
No. He ended up becoming quite OWI guy.
That would be, McMullen did a lot of drunks.
Boy, there's the name.
No, they're not. You're talking. I know what you're talking. And that's all you can do. You can't do anything else. Brian Webber.
Yes. No. Was it?
I bet he worked at Mylan, left Mylan, came to sheriff
No,
department.
Webb's the DRE.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Webb's the DRE.
Yes. That's
Webb's
all
the
he
DRE.
can do. That's all he can do.
Yeah, no, I like him, but no, it was,
How long ago was this?
we're talking to, I don't know, just the other day, 20 years ago, maybe 20.
It would be McMullen.
Five.
There weren't a lot of guys that did a lot of drunk shit.
But I do think that his first name was Brian.
Brian Webb.
Brand new though, brand new. And I totally,
I
you
would-
know,
that-
cross
that was
exam,
coming up.
tore him up. It was a beautiful thing. And at that time, John Reiser was the prosecutor.
These were the
He cut this officer no slack whatsoever. He whispered to me, just tear him up. He's gotta learn. And I'll tell you what though, he went on from that hearing, he went on and just boom, his drunk driving arrests were just through the roof after that. And I never got the opportunity to, to catch him in any.
Doug McMullen? McMullen talked high. He was always, and he was like a traffic cop. He went, and he did a lot of drunks.
I was thinking, I was the guy that arrested Simpson. This was. Yeah. Yeah. I cannot remember his name. Anyways, all right, well, I'm gonna get off soon. You're so worried. He's gonna say something wrong. He's gonna say something wrong.
If anybody asks, I'm sending your way.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I've watched what you do.
Thanks. Well, I'm off to Warren now.
All right, let's
That's
see.
gonna be a lovely drive.
Well, he's got COVID supposedly. He called Christine. Christine told him to contact you. So if you want to zoom in on it with your client, the judge said it's fine. Okay, because we have people zooming in at 10. Yep, and just make sure that you get a hold of him. Supposedly he has COVID, so he wasn't gonna be able to come. All right.
I sure will. All right, bye.
Madam Clerk,
Yeah,
I have Kaitlyn McDaniel on camera.
thank you so much.
One, I told her to get another one. One of the things since it's pulling out for them.
Oh, here's this one as well. Blood dismissal.
He likes them up here, doesn't he, the styles?
Which one was a dismissal? I mean, which one did Jeff have already?
It is Helbert,
Oh.
Helbert with a H, Henry.
Yeah, I had heard that she was gonna be on Zoom today.
Joe, that's all I have.
Okay, then we'll get him in here.
Can you tell Josh, is Josh in with somebody?
Yes,
Okay, cause his Zoom person's on.
all right, I'll tell you.
Thank you. So we don't have anybody else here?
I have one that's ready, and I don't have anybody else on my list.
Wow, great.
Because there's two lists, one for Judge Martin, one for Judge Oakley.
Yeah.
And I had two people and one of them is, at least one of them's mine.
We don't have this girl here, though, Blake. Oh, Nicole Ninger?
Randy Knopsinger?
Yeah. She's not in the courtroom.
No, she was Zoom. It's just.
Oh, she's Zoom?
Yeah, it's just a dismissal.
Okay, all right, so we got two to do then, huh? How much, yeah, I'll get them in for you, Jeff. Would that work for you?
Whenever the judge is ready, I'm ready, brother.
All right.
I'll be going. What's that?
Miss McDaniel, I'm gonna move you into a breakout room with me right now.
Let me take it away.
I'm asking for you, Jeff.
If you see something on the screen there to join, there we go.
No there?
All right. 34th District Court, back in session, Judge Oakley presiding.
Have a seat. People versus Brandy Nafsinger.
That.
How about Halbert?
Morning, Ron.
Good morning.
For the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of the witness. Yes, sir. Albert.
Good morning.
Your Honor, today's 5-7, writing in this matter. We wait for reading and standing mute. We've also had a chance to pre-try this case, Your Honor, in this matter. Ms. Halbert wishes to plead responsible to the civil infraction of careless driving with the understanding of the original charge of peace. Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you understand your rights and options after discussing those with Mr. Bowditch? You understand the possible penalty for the careless driving charge? You understand there'll be points on your record and so forth? Is that how you want to resolve this today, with a careless driving plea? Okay. I'll accept your plea to the civil infraction. I will dismiss the misdemeanor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fines and costs, $250.
Is that good for a payment plan?
Go on downstairs and they'll talk about options with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Delia Murphy. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you have declined a court-appointed attorney today? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did you read your rights form, ma'am? You understand those rights and the options they give you today? You understand the possible penalty for the charge of violation of parental responsibility? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? All right. All right, so it looks like this is about your son, Jameson? Daughter Jameson? Okay, your daughter's name is Jameson?
Yes.
And how old is she? All right, so leading up to the date I've got on the ticket, May 6th, did your daughter miss a lot of school? How many days, if you know?
Last year, we were in my current school then, as which the full issues and stuff, so I was right. So I didn't even know what this court date was about. I feel like I'm confused because my son goes to the same school as her. And I drag them both to school at the same time, so.
Okay. Okay. Does it make sense to you now?
I'm trying to understand you better, but.
Okay.
I was fucking today, I feel like we have to look into it more because my son should have the same hours.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't be the first parent that dropped a kid off at school only to find out later that the kid didn't go to school. So that might be what's going on. So, Madam Prosecutor, do you have any records about how many days were missed?
209 hours as of the date of today.
Okay, that's a lot of hours. Okay. All right, I can accept your plea, ma'am. So the way this works is we're going to delay sentence for 12 months. First condition is you stay out of trouble, no new crimes. Second condition is no further problems with attendance with Jameson. All right, so if you're having any issues, and with a 15-year-old daughter, you might, Joe, you might want to reach out to this lady. She's our juvenile probation officer, Christine Oswald. So the way this works is within the next 12 months, if you commit any new crimes, you violate the terms. If we're having more attendance issues, it violates the terms. So if you see problems may be developing, you might want to reach out to Miss Oswald and see if she can help you get things on the right track. Any questions? All right, anything else you want me to consider before I set the terms of sentence? All right, I'll go along and delay sentence for 12 months. I'm gonna assess court costs the amount of $150. You've posted that bond, that'll close that end out. So stay out of trouble, no more attendance issues. Questions? You're all set. You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Hadley.
Shaving prosecutor, not doing very good job. Should have 3 ready in just a sec.
Okay.
Do you feel safe after the day was over?
Yeah.
You should.
What?
You ain't worried about you safety.
I'll just walk out that. Any problems, I'm out of here. It's all on camera.
Worry about. Judge safety first.
That's right.
Like 0.000000001% under drug. So that's very close.
Procedural voice.
I already kidded and told him it's not till October 15th, so I'm just letting him sit there. I'll focus on the iPhone.
Look at how.
You look at the same screen I, you see our camera angles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at how the benches behind the couch tables, look how red they look on the screen
Mm-hmm.
compared to real life. Isn't that nuts?
Yes.
Yeah, they're very young.
Which is funny because none of the other wood looks red.
Now, because on the picture of that is the correct color.
It looks accurate.
Yeah. And then over there-
And if you look at those benches with the naked eye, there's just a little tint of red, but the camera seems to like really emphasize it. Kind of bizarre.
Because of this, so we're- it's currently at work.
But you know, see, if you think there's no need to have a trial. Okay. Well,
What are we gonna do tonight?
That's in
Yeah.
jail. Wait, I'll be back on that one in just a second.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted me to bring her in.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Almost done.
Okay.
I'm trying to take, can you tell if we have a bond hold on her? I'm getting kind of mixed info on that.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Hadley, your appearance for Mr. Alatham.
Good morning, Your Honor. Josh Hadley, stating in for brother counsel, Royce Nunley on the matter. We have had a chance to pre-try it with the prosecutor. We are gonna be.
Yeah, I'm on Hoffman.
Thank you.
On behalf. We're going. For a bench trial, we did review the available dates provided by the clerk. But I think we're gonna be asking for a date set out after September 12th. I don't know.
6.
September 26th. And the record can reflect I believe it's gonna stay with Mr. Nunley, but if that changes, I will notify the court and
Okay.
11 a.m.
26th at 11 a.m.
Sir, do you understand that you do have a constitutional right to a jury trial
Yes.
and you're waiving the jury so we can schedule a bench trial?
George Rattle will be there, yes. I want
It's not a question of better, it's different.
Does he ask me, you say you want a jury trial, not a bench trial? The bench trial will be where the judge hears the evidence from both sides. Jury trial is where they're gonna have.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, just process wise, the bench trial is quicker because there's less people involved. So a jury trial on something like this might take a whole day. Bench trial on something like this, I'd be surprised if it took 2 hours. Just time wise, just because the process is different. With a jury trial, you're relying on those folks to decide whether or not you're guilty or not guilty. With a bench trial, I'm going to decide.
It's, don't go up tonight after that requested jury trial.
No, you only get one shot at trial. You can always appeal the decision to a circuit court, but you only get one trial here.
If you want to pass it, I can explain to
Okay.
them more detail. I think it's too much.
Introduce yourself. Bye.
They're already gone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Names?
Bud.
Kaitlyn and
Hold
Lenny. It's a final pretrial, I guess, he has COVID. So, they're zooming in. They'll be zooming in around 10.
Okay.
Okay, Thank you.
You'll be setting the matter for a jury trial.
Do
You got any dates?
It's something that we should wait for Royce to get a date.
We absolutely should.
Okay. So,
I we can set it for a date now, but my anticipation would be.
I'll just make a note in the file. It's gonna be a jury trial date to be determined, and then
yeah.
Heather will reach out to Royce and Kaitlyn and figure it out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a motion.
Yeah. He'd be a damn fool to take that to a jury. Because the jury's gonna be pissed off that they're involved.
His lifestyle, you know, such a something.
Yeah, I can't imagine sitting on a jury with it and not be mad at the guy because I'm involved. Yeah. Hopefully Royce has got a little bit more control over it.
Storage. Storage of vehicle.
What can?
So we'll see if my daughter appreciates my sense of humor. She just sent out a text to all the family, just trying to get a head count for the birthday party Saturday. I said I can probably make it.
What is it, ours?
No, I think there's a lot.
The only thing I have for us is what Bud's handled, whoever's handled.
So just so that you know, because there's a few other things, so the L Offman,
You know,
yeah, Bannon's gonna be on Zoom.
so I can scratch anything, okay?
Bose is done, Bud and Bud,
Okay.
Halbert's done. McDaniel's on Zoom,
You see it last summer. Or I scratch over, okay?
Moylan is done, Murphy's done, Knopfinger and Osborne.
Are you done?
Yep.
All right, so only others I have are Tate Adams, Bowditch, and Anthony Taylor.
Thank you.
Everybody else so far is no show.
Would you update me on all that?
Yes, George.
So.
I wasn't paying attention.
You want to find out what's here or leave done?
I don't care. Go all of it.
Okay, so from Al Otten
Mm-hmm.
down to Bose,
Yep.
scratching,
Including Bose.
yes.
So these are either people that have showed up or were adjourned them or something. Okay.
Brown's no show.
What time are they scheduled? Hold on, I'm looking. 8. Okay.
Okay.
Bud, we scratched.
Bud's here.
Yep.
Cruz and Fleming, no show.
No, well, he doesn't have till 10:20.
Okay.
Right?
And Cruz,
So just tell him what you have marked off, not who you think is no showing, because
yeah,
you're not, you don't have a time.
Okay, all right.
well, Cruz, that's right, we can do them both. So how about Fleming? What's going on there?
That's gonna be a Zoom.
Okay, so we're waiting to see if they show up. Hudgens?
All right, Hudgens, I don't have anything marked from them yet.
Okay, Hudson,
Nothing,
Jones,
nothing,
Martin,
nothing,
Martinez,
nothing,
McDaniel.
scratched.
McDaniel's on Zoom right now.
Okay. How about Moylan? We did.
Crashed.
Moritz, Noffinger. How about Osborne?
Osborne scratched.
That's gonna be adjourned. I mean, no, that was dismissed.
Okay. Pete,
Haven't heard from that person.
let's see what time. I'm having trouble finding Pete.
Try 8 o'clock, 'cause it says it's a show cause. Or, let's see.
Yep, show cause. So failed to appear. Cynthia Smith?
Says formal, so it must be 11.
Mm-hmm. All right, Gant Smith, Smythe, yeah, Smith.
Been for them, yeah.
Let's see what time they were at. All right, they're scheduled later. Tate Adams,
They're here, talking to attorney,
good. Taylor,
talking to attorney.
good. Whitley,
Don't have anything.
Those last 3 look like they're show causes, so
Yep.
they might be up at 8 o'clock.
yep, they are. Yep, okay, good deal. Thank you.
No. Wow, what? You get it back. Oh, $10.
You got blood pressure problem? That's kind of wild.
That's negative, but doing. She doesn't.
She took your blood pressure to
Yeah, they
know?
do it at the dentist.
I've never had them do that.
Yep, they do it at mine.
And then so I've been going on my husband checking it, so I'm like.
Have you checked it since then?
Go ahead. I'm like,
You're running hot.
yeah, so I'm like, I gotta do something. So.
Why do you think walking? You exercise.
Exercise, yeah, yeah. So I'm like, trying to get my, I want to make sure I get 10,000 steps a day. But then what's nice is at the end of the day, if I don't get them, then basically it's like shy of a job. It's like, I'm speed walking. Give me 12 before walk. I'm like, honey, I'm really big. I need to get my foot, I get.
Right.
So I'm like, I took off. She can't do it. I'm just, sorry. I warned her.
Circle around her. Hey, honey.
I used to walk backwards. I'd walk backwards all the time just because I can't walk as slow as she wants to walk. Like I'll just, like walking sidewalks or something, just to kill the time on a vacation or something like that. I said, if you don't hold my hand, I'll see you in 3 blocks. Because I just can't slow down unless I'm holding on to. She
Yeah.
won't or can't speed up. I don't know what it is.
And it's like me and my cousin will go for a walk and you hear her feet go. Her legs are so short. I'm
Trying to
like,
keep up.
slow down. No, this is okay. I'm keeping up.
It's hard to slow down. Though.
It is.
Walking even faster than I normally walk.
Yeah.
Because I want.
You're trying to get exercise. Yeah.
So.
I should find that book for you, that feasting book. That feast, fast, feast, repeat, because it's got a whole section in there about how that can affect blood pressure.
The fasting?
Hmm.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Fasting seems to be good for everything.
I drink a lot of coffee, so back in day.
Maybe cut down to decaf.
I partake in some other things that aren't very healthy. So I'm cutting down on that.
Just having this conversation, was that last month? He said so many stuff, pills they give for blood pressure
Are terrible for other stuff. So they got him on one now that one of the side effects they tell you about is the one, can make you gain weight, which he's always trying to lose a little weight anyhow, because losing weight is better for your blood pressure. Right? So sure, give me a blood pressure med that makes me gain weight.
Yeah.
What else? His feet swell up like painfully. It's like, Jesus.
That.
Yeah. kills his energy level. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great med. I think the problem is we just push so many, want a pill for everything.
Mhm.
And usually the people pushing the pill, as long as that pill does what they want it to do, they don't care about what else it does,
Exactly.
you know?
I believe.
Well,
that.
I got your blood pressure under control. Yeah, but now I don't have enough energy to actually live my life. So what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
Great, my blood pressure numbers are great, but all I want to do is sit on the couch all day.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of that.
I don't sound like this. I'm like, I take allergy.
There's a lot of different things you can try.
Before.
Like, so be.
He told me yesterday, we were talking about,
What do you say?
we were talking about all kinds of, you know, meds, and he said, I just found out that Pat takes a Benadryl every night just so he can sleep. I'm like, okay. I don't know if that's good for you, like every night.
Well, they said, I mean, not that.
And I have no idea what's
Dogs are
in
the same,
Benadryl, but
but they say that Benadryl is perfectly fine, because like I used to have to give Benadryl to my dog.
Calms the
five-
dog down.
No, for her allergies,
oh,
but I had to do like 5 a day, and I'm like, this is
I
like.
just need to take them all. Like the cheese and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like, I go, isn't this like way too much? And they're like, no, it's not, it's not,
Doesn't build up.
substance either, it's not a substance or. They're called
Right,
substance.
right.
I'm like, no, it's perfect.
Oh, then maybe it's okay to take it all every night to go to sleep. Maybe I should get some. I took an Ambien last night just because I was up yesterday at 3:30. So, and I knew I was getting up this morning to go to my breakfast in the morning, so I'm like, I gotta get sleep. So
Because you responded to something at 4:30 in the morning the other day.
I took an Ambien last night before I went to bed, and I was still up before my alarm went off this morning.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
That mind thinking. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I just be thinking about
Yeah.
the conversation I had 2 weeks ago. Like, why?
Yeah, I don't yeah.
Yeah, and what's worse, sometimes it's not even an important conversation.
But it's not like it was something that was bothering me.
Exactly. And you're like, okay, so now what do I gotta think about to go back to sleep? What will bore me? And that's it.
And I almost never, very, very rarely, do I have trouble going to sleep. I just have trouble sleeping.
Staying
all night.
asleep.
You know, like waking up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning and getting up. It's like, and I hate it because you think, well, it gives you another couple hours to get something done. But you don't have enough energy. So now you want to go down and get on the elliptical because I'm dragging my ass out, you know. I got enough energy to turn a page, do some reading.
That doesn't make you tired.
What's that?
Does reading make you tired? Probably not.
See, reading
boring.
puts me to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But if-
agree. I can read anything more than magazine. I'm like, oh,
Isn't that horrible?
oh my God.
It's okay if you need it.
Right, exactly.
I'm just, I've been having energy problems. Like, I can see these guys on 9, 10 all the time talking about chalk. What's chalk? CHOQ. It's a supplement company. So they've got a male vitality, they've got a female vitality, you know, and I hear these guys on the radio talk about, you know, I haven't had so much energy in years. These guys are younger than me, you know. My mental acuity is there, my focus is there. I'm like, well, I'll try it. Spend $90 for a 1 month supply. 90. And I'm thinking, well, you know, if it works, it's working. And they also have subscriptions. So if you buy like 6 months at a time, it's cheaper. I'm like, I'll spend $90. Didn't do a freaking thing. I just threw the rest of it out the other day. I talked to a guy on the phone before. I was like, look, I'm not gonna get into a subscription until I know this stuff works. He said, oh, I guarantee this stuff works. I'm like, well, what do you got? He said, I'll send you $90. I'll send you a 1 month supply. He said, after, and it was weird, you know, it's 1 month, so 3 different bottles. One bottle says take it once a day. One bottle says take it twice a day. One bottle says take 2 to 4 times a day. So I took 1, 2, and 3 a day, right? A month later, I got 3 of these left over. I got a jar full of these left over. I'm like, well, obviously, they just dumped the jar full of stuff inside. I don't know who's counting anything. But he said it won't take you a month. He says if you don't feel better after a week, by 2 weeks you certainly will. Didn't make a freaking difference at all.
No.
And it's not even the 90. I'm not even pissed about wasting $90. I'm pissed about the fact that I still haven't found anything to boost my energy.
That means put a blue light out there to bring the people here.
Sister's got a mom at the ER. She's been struggling for the last couple of weeks. First, somebody told her it was acid reflux and told her she should raise her bed. So, I make wooden blocks to raise the bed up. So I think this is her third or fourth trip now. They don't know what's going on. She's just got lots of distress.
Mhm.
The latest is they're gonna check her liver function and, liver, I think, down here, but they're gonna check her liver function and do an MRI with contrast. Trying to figure out what's going on. And my mother never complains about anything. So for my mother to say it's bad enough to let's take her to the ER,
Yeah.
she's uncomfortable. So I talked to one of my guys this morning. And his mother's been having respiratory issues. So finally he said he was over Sunday. He said she was literally gasping for breath. I said, Mom, it's time to go to the ER. 61-year smoker. She's got a mass on her lung that's big enough that it's affecting the way her heart operates and pressing her mind to fall. She's got growth.
Yeah, no.
I'll go back to Zoom, see.
Okay. Can I take this real quick? Good morning again, Mr. Hadley. Your appearance for Miss McDaniel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Kaitlyn McDaniel, who's appearing from the Wayne County Jail via Zoom. Ms. McDaniel, please state your name for the record.
Are you muted?
No, we can't hear you though.
You guys hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Hadley.
Ms. McDaniel, and I had an opportunity to discuss this case with the prosecutor. At this time, Your Honor, Ms. McDaniel would like to plea as charged. The people have stated no objection to our request for a time served and just said they would leave it at the discretion of this court. I would note for the court that Ms. McDaniel has been in the custody of the Wayne County Jail since August 12th of 2024, Your Honor.
August 12th.
Ms. McDaniel, that's correct. I believe you said
Yes.
12th.
I was arrested the 11th and brought here on the 12th.
All right, so today is day 11 then. Okay. All right, Ms. McDaniel, did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Hadley?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the possible penalty for these charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to each of these charges freely and voluntarily today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hadley, August 25, 23 incident dates, if you would voir dire for me, please.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Ms. McDaniel, on August 25th of 2023, were you present in Huron Township in the county of Wayne, state of Michigan?
Yes, sir.
And on that date and at that location, did you make an offensive or an unwelcomed touching of another individual that constituted assault and battery?
Yes, sir.
On that same date and time, did you make some actions that were uncooperative or in some way resisting law enforcement in the dispense of their duties?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I believe the elements have been met for the resisting police and the assault and battery.
I'm satisfied. Ms. McDaniel, I got a really nice letter from your mother basically saying that you are not the same person you were a year ago.
I'm trying to change my ways.
All right.
got myself enrolled into school, working 2 jobs, being a single mom, trying to do right for my son. So I'm just trying to clean up my record at this point.
All right, where are you working at?
I was working at Leo's in Ypsilanti and then Taco Bell, but I was fired from both jobs since I've been incarcerated.
Sure, sure. All right. How's your driver's license?
They're suspended. I have to clean up my record and take care of some unpaid court fines, and then hopefully I'll get them back.
Okay, and you're in custody right now only on these files, is that correct?
Correct.
All right,
Your Honor, we did have a discussion about some of the other district court matters that Ms. McDaniel's got open. She's aware of them and we discussed them, and it sounds like upon her release, that was the intent, was to go to Ypsilanti, go to Taylor and get these issues resolved.
just 2 courts, Mr. Hadley?
I think that we understood, was it parking tickets that were still owed in Taylor, correct, Ms. McDaniel? It was some. Yes, and then there was this other incident in Ipsy that is, yeah, I think pending. Is that correct, Ms. McDaniel? Okay.
Misdemeanor charges there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm certainly okay with giving you 11 days jail and giving you credit for that time. I'm wondering if we, you know what I'm thinking, Mr. Hadley, how can we help her get back on track?
Well, Ms. McDaniel, if the court put you on a period of probation upon your release, I mean, there are some great resources that this specific court has kind of afforded to defendants who are in tough spots. I don't know if that's something that the court's starting to kind of lean to, if that's what you were thinking, Your Honor.
Actually, I'm not even sure. Yeah, now that you're talking, I'm thinking, let's do this. I just want a commitment out of you, Miss McDaniel, that you're going to come up here and talk to me. So Mr. Hadley can help you get scheduled, so you know that when you're here, I'm available to talk to you. We might even be able to find you a job.
I think I might have like a guaranteed job back at Leo's. I just have to reach out to the owner and just talk to him about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Me and him have been pretty tight since I first got in there, so hopefully he'll let me back.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'd still like to have you come up here and talk, and maybe sit you down with Mr. Taylor and see what other resources he might be able to put you in touch with. It makes my tail wag to hear all the changes you're trying to make, but let's see if we can't help you make those changes a little bit faster. Okay? All right. So your sentence is 11 days credit. These 2 files are closed. Good luck.
Ms. McDaniel, we look forward to hearing from you upon your release, and the judge is sincere, so am I. Please reach out. We'll get up and help get on your feet.
Just show up to the court and just like ask for you or something?
Yep, and Ms. McDaniel, my phone number will be on your court paperwork, so if you call up to the court,
okay,
they will be able to give you my office number. I'm happy to communicate with you and put you in contact with the resources that the judge was referencing as well, but yeah, he just wants you, when you're released, to come up and put a name or put a face with the name. Good luck with everything.
Yes, what is it? Until we see it's coming from the cash company. And at least tell them if you can do something to give you a real likelihood to think that the farmers would have to get it for pre-comp and maybe give yourself pre-comp process. But yeah, I don't think that's sending home. Just with the idea that 5 days will change. DA fire, it's gonna be in the neighbors. It's not setting fire because it's trying to kill. Right. So we look at that.
Good luck. Mr. Bowditch, you ready? Come on up.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeff Bowich, appearing on behalf of Mr. Taylor. Certainly, each of the judges will name, record, please. Thank you, sir. Your Honor, today's date time set for arraignment in this matter. Way forward. Also had a chance to pre-try this case, Your Honor. Actually, given plea agreement subject to approval. In that agreement, Mr. Taylor would be pleading guilty to an added count of being a disorderly person. Understanding the original charge of these.
Thank you. Sir, do you understand your rights and options after discussing those with Mr. Bowditch? You understand what the possible penalty is for a disorderly person? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to that charge freely and voluntarily today? Counsel, incident date June 23, 24.
You're on the township.
Yes, sir.
We go to the gas station here.
Yes, sir.
Was there a point in time when you had an argument with another patron at that gas station?
Yes, sir.
Did you get loud?
Yes.
Could other people hear you being loud?
Yes, sir.
Defense is said, sir.
Thank you. So am I. I'll dismiss the original charge. Miss Foley Carter, are you on?
Your Honor, if it's the discussion of restitution, we've already had that discussion. Ms. Foley Carter, as efficient as always, has sought out any comments from the victim. There has been.
Okay, all right.
At this point, there's no restitution, so.
Okay. That was what I was gonna ask you, Miss Carter. Thank you.
That is a true, accurate and representation,
Thank you very much.
certainly.
All right, what should I know about Mr. Taylor before I sentence Mr. Bowditch?
Honor, this was just a neighborhood dispute.
You working, sir? When's the last time you had a job? Okay. So you got some physical disabilities keeping you from working? Okay. All right. Anything on your criminal history? I'm not worried about traffic stuff, but any misdemeanors or felonies? Okay. All right.
Well, maybe a couple missing there, but it's been a while since anything else.
Prior to your accident?
Yeah.
All right. Anything you want to tell me before I sentence?
No.
All right. All right, I've accepted your plea to the disorderly person charge, dismissed the malicious destruction of private property charge, court costs and fines total $500. Go downstairs, they can set you up on a payment plan, or you can talk about doing some community service in addition to making payments. So we don't need a total of $500 cash to close the file. You understand the option? Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You as well.
You get to the bottom of the stair. I believe it's.
It says, I don't know if it's 87, so far, it's 7. This is something going on.
Yeah, he's 80. Well, I think there was
No. Yeah, so 6 years younger than
this one.
as I told her, I said, I think my first thought was call my son on the phone. He said, we have our conversation. Said, look, unless you can give me assurance that it's going to be staying with some family member or somebody that's not in that neighborhood. Cool to be in jail, please have safe to me. No. I mean, it's not crimes.
And
Well, it is until it isn't, right? Right. Until the fire department's tied up somewhere else and it takes a little bit too long to get there. Now the field fire becomes a house fire.
Right. I mean, I shouldn't.
I know how fast that can
I wasn't gonna do it. Thank you.
I didn't tell you. My neighbor's wife and no, his mother and his aunt came over to our house a couple months ago. And I wasn't home. They sat and talked to Susie. Like we just wonder if there's anything you guys can do for Barry because his insurance premium just went up to $12,000 a year. And Susie's telling me about it, like,
Why the hell would they? It's my fault. All they gotta do is pass it on to my insurance company. I'll tell you, insurance is a scam. Was a scam. Listen to this one. What do you got?
I already have the write-up for Bannon. I spoke to the attorney previously, so I don't have to go on.
Oh, and they're on.
That's,
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you this one.
Bannon is the- Okay. Thank you.
Counsel, are you ready on Bannon?
He's not-
Oh, he's not on yet.
It's the defendant.
Okay. I jumped the gun, Miss Bannon. We're waiting for your attorney.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
So my car dealer nephew was telling me. Buys cars from Bannon, big auction place. So they got a deal, they call it, I can't remember what they call it, it's like their auction, it's like their buyer's protection service. He pays $150 for that. Because he can bring it back within the next number of days, no question days. So I said, I do it every time because I can be more aggressive on my bidding anyway, because I know I've got this out. If I get it back and buy it again, it's fine. Yeah, I've called everything that we know. And 2 returns in the last 10 years.
10?
10 years. It's used for insurance purposes. So basically what that says. Don't use it. Please, it's like, listen,
Yeah.
listen.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was trying to make.
That's nice.
That's. You know, he said the worst one. He said, first of all, when they sell that car, I pay him a fee as the buyer. The seller pays him a fee. Now, when I bring that car back, he said, I'm pretty sure it becomes their car because they probably already sold it. So now they've got, they resell it. And guess what? They get another buyer's privilege. So they got 2 buyer's privileges. They got 1 seller fee. They got my 150. You know, in my cases, the second time it goes through, it gets more than the first time going through. I think I'm not making it choose.
Could you see what's involved? Exactly.
Mr. Hadley, your appearance for Mr. Smith.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of Mr. Gantes. Please state your name correctly. Sorry, Jonathan, my apologies.
Good morning, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Smith and I have had a nice, lovely conversation today. Got a chance to meet with the prosecutor. We would like to avail ourselves of the people's plea offer as presented. As I track it, the case 23 HR 09403B and 24 HR 09462B will both be dismissed. We'll be entering a guilty plea on the 24 HR 09462A case and a guilty plea on 23 HR 12802B case.
Okay. All right. That was fun.
We got it all. I had to draw a couple of arrows on my page.
Mr. Smith, did you discuss your rights and the options those rights give you with Mr. Hadley? You understand those? Do you understand the possible penalty for these 2 charges you're about to enter a guilty plea to? And understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty today freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right. I will give you incident dates if you will voir dire. On the draw while license suspended, it's August 7/24. And on the invalid ops, 12/7/23.
All right. This is 7th, 2023. You and Huron Township ways. And on that date and time, were you operating with people with position without? Yes. And on the date of August 7th, 2024, also in Huron Township, County, Wayne, State of Michigan, were you stopped by the police driving without alcohol operations? Yes. Your Honor, I believe we have satisfied the elements of the 2 charges.
I do too.
Positively speaking, if the court's ready here, so be very.
Sure.
This individual has nothing imposing him from going and getting a license. He's
Good.
obtained a license.
We've never had one.
Never had it.
Okay.
So he's got a slight snag right now, the birth certificate that he's trying to get an original copy of in Ohio, kind of working through the logistics of getting a copy of that. So
Okay.
he has made attempts to get the license. That's the impediment.
Right.
And now, obviously, getting
Right.
these things paid off.
I see he owes us some money on some other files. Anywhere else that you owe money? Any other courts? Okay, all right. So logistically, he's got to get his birth certificate. He's got to go start the process with Secretary of State. Get all them, their hurdles covered, take the driving test. Okay. All right, are you working? When's the last time you worked?
That's, say last year.
Where were you working then? Okay. And why haven't you worked since December?
Yeah, applying for jobs, things like that, just doing those side jobs, saving the money I have, those jobs is really good contact.
Okay, I'm having trouble making that fit with my knowledge of the world. So are you just applying online?
Yeah, doing it eat and stuff like that.
Okay. All right, well, let me give you some wisdom, Mr. Smith. In my opinion, if you're looking for work, you got to work as hard to get a job as you plan on working at the job, and I think that's what you've been doing, which means not very hard. When's the last time you applied for a job?
I applied for a job like 2 weeks ago.
Where at? Okay. Who do you live with? So she's feeding you?
Yeah, in a way, I still have jobs. I do for money.
How much did you make on side jobs last week? Which probably fed you for 2 days, 3 days tops. Anything you want me to know before I sentence you?
No.
All right, Mr. Smith, on each one of these files, I'm ordering fines at cost of $250. I'm putting you on 12-month non-reporting probation. Additional orders of probation in addition to the standard, just stay out of trouble and learn your charges. You must be employed within 2 weeks and you must maintain employment for the life of your probation. If you aren't employed in 2 weeks, you're going to jail. If you don't keep a job for 12 months, you're going to jail. On the $1,541 you currently owe us and the money I just ordered today, you can go downstairs and set up some kind of a payment plan. make some kind of minimum payments. I'm perfectly fine with you setting it up to start in 30 days or something like that after you've got the job, but you got to get to work. If you want some help with that, if you're sincere about that, talk to Mr. Taylor downstairs, Avery Taylor. He's got a list of people in the area that are looking for employees. Good luck with your license.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Jaffe, are you ready on Bannon?
Ready, Your Honor.
Miss Bannon, if you have a camera, activate it. There you go. Thank you. Counsel, what do we got?
Your Honor, this is a pretrial. My client has been charged with operating while intoxicated, and then there's a civil infraction. I have talked with the no proof of insurance, and limited access speed. From speaking with the township attorney, she has offered a plea to operating while visibly impaired in exchange for a dismissal of the civil infraction. I have fully advised my client. We've reviewed the body cam, the in-car camera video, and all the relevant circumstances. And at this time, I believe she is prepared to waive her right to a trial and plead guilty to operating while visibly impaired.
All right, counsel, I've got two civil infractions. I've got a speeding and a no proof of insurance. Are they both being dismissed as part of the plea?
That was my understanding, yes.
Okay, all right. So Ms. Bannon, first question, do you understand the possible penalty for impaired driving?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, second question, did you discuss your rights with Mr. Jaffe? Do you understand those rights and the options they give you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Understanding that, third question, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily to the added charge today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, on July 12, 2024, did you operate a vehicle in Huron Township?
Yes.
Prior to operating, did you consume some alcohol?
Yes, I drank and it affected my ability to drive.
Okay. Counsel, was there a data master or other
Yes,
blood?
Your Honor.
Yeah, what would you stipulate and what was it?
Will stipulate, and I will tell you in a moment.
Sure, take your time.
It was, Sarah, what was the blood alcohol level?
0.14, I believe it was in the field.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. It was a 0.1.
Okay. Okay. Counsel, are you satisfied that the facts have been met for a valid plea?
Your Honor, part one, there was a 0.14 and a 0.15, but yes, I'm satisfied that a basis has been made for the court to accept the plea, and I will indicate that I've had meaningful discussions with Ms. Bannon, wonderful person, extremely intelligent. She is most concerned, and we have discussed all aspects of this. And
good.
And at this time, I'm satisfied that her decision to do so is knowing and clearly it's voluntary.
Wonderful. All right. So here's where we're at, Ms. Bannon. I've accepted your plea to the added charge. I've dismissed all the original charges. I'm going to place you on a personal bond and send your file to my probation department. The probation department's going to reach out to you and schedule a pre-sentence interview. Based on that interview, the probation department's going to prepare a report and a recommendation for sentencing. You and Mr. Jaffe will have a chance to look at that report. I'll look at that report, and then the three of us will meet again in person for a sentencing date. Do you understand the process from here on out?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. As far as your bond conditions, the first condition is the obvious one: you stay out of trouble. The second one is almost as obvious: you cooperate with probation, get through that interview process so we can get you back here for a sentencing date. And thirdly, I don't want you to purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess up on bond?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for myself or your attorney before I terminate the meeting?
For this in-person interview, for the follow-up in person, I'm currently residing in the state of Washington. Is there?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. We'll be able to figure this out on Zoom. Probation will work that out with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Counsel, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. You two have a, I'm sorry, counsel, go ahead.
Okay. Sarah, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
All right. You two have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh. Better make a note. of
Your
that.
Honor, why do?
Yeah.
Will probation contact my client or does she have the obligation to do so?
Well, they'll reach out to her. Let's make sure we got good information, because we're still showing her address on King Road.
No, her address is in Othello, Washington, but her telephone number
Okay.
remains the same.
You got that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
telephone
phone was
number?
the same.
Got an email too?
I don't think I have.
Your Honor, I can provide the court or your assistant with Ms. Bannon's email. It's
Okay, I think we got it. Ask Bannon.
Correct.
All right, so probation will reach out to you and counsel will be talking to you as well to pick a sentencing date.
All right, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
Right, so. Cool, this must be Hudson. This is a set of.
Malcolm?
What is your name, please? You don't have good service. What did you say?
Francois Fleming.
Terrible audio.
On the iPad, what is your name?
Terry Cruz.
Were you?
She's scheduled at 8 o'clock this morning.
I got an email to do the Zoom at 10 instead of 8:30.
Do you need court-appointed attorney? Or do you want to talk to the prosecutor yourself?
I would like to talk to the prosecutor myself.
Okay.
Counsel, your appearance on Hudson.
But we don't.
Morning, Attorney Ron McCool on behalf of Malcolm Hudson.
All right. And are you waiving your client's presence, counsel?
For purposes of, if the court is willing to accept that, yes, I am, and this is a set aside motion.
All right. All right, I have not received any notice of any objections, counsel. Miss Foley Carter, any objections on the set aside for Malcolm Hudson?
Kaitlyn Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township, assuming he's eligible, I have no objection to setting aside.
Yeah, that's what the state said. Said he was eligible. Counsel, did you submit an order already?
No, Your Honor, I've got it drafted. I can send it, I can email it in a moment.
Yeah, email it to Heather. You got Heather's email address?
You don't know if I have Heather's directly. What is Heather's email?
I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. You too.
Yeah, I don't know why. Seriously, we've had to take a decision. I was taught how to do things. Whenever you submitted a motion, you submitted a proposed order with it.
Yes.
I mean, that was
And
just,
that's what we
that
have
was
to
just the way we did things.
That's the way, we have to wait the longest on those. Michelle had one sitting on our desk for weeks because the attorney never, it's like, well, we don't care. It's not gonna get done until you do.
Yeah. I don't know, but something's changed. They're just, I mean, it's civil, even on civil stuff that attorneys don't always send in an order.
Okay, seriously? Another healthy kid.
Mhm.
Side jobs, side jobs.
We know what those are.
I could just say. I was going to say the exact same thing, Judge. That's exactly what went through my mind. Putting people in sales. So they won't like.
If you're kidding.
I believe how much.
But
First of all, well, yeah, but his girlfriend's mother's feeding him.
Right, no, but I'm just saying, you're saying.
Why the hell would you do that? I mean, first of all, damned if I was my boyfriend. My girlfriend, boyfriend, didn't stuff.
He always had a job. He was always. Oh, a doer.
Seriously, I'm not gonna say to my daughter, sure, but. Somebody can find out. something. Really? I get from you. Why don't people? It's like. Lives for her $12 hour day.
Sammer, did you need Kaitlyn?
Yes, please.
Put you in her waiting room.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make you co-host in case you need to jump around to speak to your client.
I appreciate you.
Just waiting. Crazier. Facts. But you should just get. For the people who don't even want one and they've got it. Good perfect sense, living on Knobs couch. I don't know what was both. But there's way too much in both. Get you. Young companies.
Is hiring.
Everybody.
And we passed one place, it was like $18 an hour at a fast food. It's like,
I was up north somewhere last week. I don't know where it was. I drove by a fast food place and up there they're paying $13 an hour.
mhm.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good money. Yeah. I mean, if you're not in Traverse, you know what I mean? If you're not one of the red districts, but. Everybody's hiring.
yes.
They murdered these workers for IMPW. I don't know how true that is, but it's true.
Yeah.
That's the top of the, I think the top of the food chain. If you want to look at it, try to get that IMPW.
Yeah. Well, all the trade unions are pretty good.
But that's the top.
You know, you're right. We're upside down in the boat.
Mhm.
But I'll tell you this, Ron and I didn't tell you the story about the pizza, but it's good. I can tell you that again. So, and conference started Tuesday at noon. Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening, Ron's hosted the past presidents of the association party in his house. So, we stopped on the way back from conference. We stopped at this little tiny beach place, a little independent. We stop in there, order the pizza, and we're gonna wait for them because we're not gonna, drive 15 minutes and then come back for 15. So we're just waiting for the pizzas. 1-year-old son of the owner starts chatting with someone. So he come out and talk to us, come out from the kitchen, talk to us a little bit, and then he'd go back to do something, come out and talk to us. And when he first went back, I told him, I said, pretty impressive 20-year-old, isn't it? Well, I said, yeah, he's looking us in the eye and everything. So Blake comes back out, he's talking. I said, Blake, I gotta tell you, we're pretty impressed by the fact that you're chatting us out. I said, you're personable, you're articulate, you're looking us in the eye. He laughs out loud. He says, yeah, it's kind of fun. He says, my roommate, I can't remember where he's going to school, but he's going to find me. He said, my roommate, he won't look me in the eye. He said, so I have fun with it. I'll say, hey, what do you want to do? You want to get something to eat tonight? And he'll mumble something, and I'll get right in his face. Did it to me, he got like right here, he said, no, would you like to go get some dinner somewhere tonight? And I'll make him look at me. He says, he gets really nervous, but I laugh. I said, yeah, because it's not the average 20-year-old. I said, you obviously grew up talking to people. He said, yeah, my sisters and I grew up here. He says, when we were little, we were playing with the video games because they have a little arcade, little club. He said, we played with the video games, we were running around. He said, what am I gonna do? Spend my life around people and not talking. He said, so I started talking to customers when I was a little kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's still there.
It was, I'm telling you, I was so impressed that I grabbed a card when I went out. And the other day, when I was driving out to see Chuck, I called the pizza place and said, I need to talk to Mr. Miller. She said, Mr. Miller? Which one? I said, Blake's dad. Because there's a little sign on the wall, the whole family picture of the Millers. I said, Blake's dad. She said, can I ask what it's about? I'm like, yeah, I just want to brag about Blake. Oh, okay. I'll give you his cell number. So then I call his cell number. I called his cell number. Of course, that went right to his voicemail because he don't know who he was calling. So I left a message. I said, just calling about Blake. I want to brag about your son. So he called me back. We had like a 10-minute conversation while I was driving out to Ipsy. I said, this kid's phenomenal. I said, you and your wife have done a fantastic job.
When we're done with this one, Giselle, okay. Thank you.
He is. He's a good kid. He said, listen to this. He said, one of my kids called over there and said, Mr. Miller, I hate to do this to you, but I can't take my shift this afternoon because I got some stuff I'm supposed to do. I said, "I gotta be done." He said, yeah, I'll cover that shift. And I'm like, no, Blake, you only got 2 more days before you start school. I'll go handle something good. He wouldn't let me. He said, Dad, I got this. It's just one more shift. I got this. I said, I tell you, he's a great kid. So where I'm going with this is the same conversation Ryan and I had when we drove away with our 6 boxes of pizza. It's like, oh, there is hope. There is hope. They're not all just, on their phones all day.
Maybe the formal is here.
Ms. Cruz, you have waived your right to speak to a court-appointed attorney, correct?
Correct.
Did you, do you understand your rights, ma'am? The rights and the options you have? Right to go to trial, jury trial, bench trial. You understand those rights?
I do.
And you've talked to the prosecutor today, correct?
Correct.
So it's my understanding that you're going to plead guilty today to a March 12, 2024 misdemeanor charge of parental responsibility. And this is regarding, I guess I don't know what it's about. Is this a child that's not going to school?
Yes.
Okay.
My son's attendance record.
I'm sorry, say it again.
My son, Carlos.
Okay, your audio is going on. I got son, but I didn't get your son's name.
Carlos Cruz.
Carlos. And how old is he?
He'll be 12 in a couple days.
Okay. And how many days of school did he miss leading up to March 12?
18.
Okay. All right. I can accept your plea. What's the plan so we don't have these problems next school year?
Well, he starts renting with his older sister this year. So they'll be busing together.
All right. So was it a transportation issue last year?
It was, but Your Honor, I don't know if you remember like the other problems I had. And with the alcohol and then with medical. So I was absent for about 8 months last year. Or within the last year.
Right. Right.
Yes. It started March of 2023. And so that's all resolved.
And what's going on with your life now?
Good. I finished, well, I was a couple days short of finishing the rehabilitation. I went to Brighton Recovery.
Where at?
Brighton Recovery.
Good.
And I was going to go to the halfway house after.
Yep.
But since I tested positive for COVID, I have to get 2 negative tests.
Right.
I have to wait 5 days, get 2 negative.
Okay.
And then they still have a spot for me at the halfway house.
Good. So how many days of sobriety do you have now?
Now I have almost a month.
Beautiful. And health wise, how's your health been? Other than the
lot
COVID
better.
test. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot better with the things that my physical therapist and occupational therapist have taught me. And then I'm doing yoga and meditation and things, acupuncture. Brighton taught me a lot.
Good. How long you been at Brighton then? A month, basically?
Almost, yep. I should have been out today or tomorrow, but then a couple days ago is when I tested
COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds like things are looking up.
They are.
Good. Good.
I didn't know this was for Carlos because I don't have the paper, but I was wondering if my license is suspended. It says I have when I looked it up, it said I have a temporary license.
All right, well, you're certainly not suspended about this charge.
Yeah,
My secretary just walked out of the courtroom. When she gets back, I'm gonna leave you on Zoom while I take care of some other business, but I'll have her
Okay.
run the computer and see if we can figure that out for you.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, so how's
'Cause I haven't-
Carlos? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I haven't driven in quite some time. Actually, I
Okay.
had my older daughter come and take my car and hide it.
Okay, good, good. So
You know,
how's
just-
Carlos doing in school?
Well, he hasn't started back, but he did pass. So he's going into 6th grade at Renton this year.
How did he do last
and,
year? Is he struggling in school? Does he generally do well? Does he generally have a hard time?
He generally he's usually in a resource room.
Yeah.
Part of,
Yeah.
he does struggle some, with, he's a bit hyper and,
Okay.
he hasn't been diagnosed, and none of the
Right.
teachers feel that he has a learning disability.
Okay.
But I think a lot of it, I blame myself.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So here's what I want to do. So let's get back to business. I got a sentence you on this chart. So I'm going to delay sentence for 12 months. During that 12 months, you stay out of trouble. No new crimes.
Mhm.
As far as Carlos is concerned, if there's any further attendance problems, that might violate the terms of this agreement. That means you could be punished. So if when school starts, Carlos is having any problems with attendance or anything else for that matter, I want you to reach out to us because we've got a lot of resources here at the court that can help Carlos and you.
Okay.
So I don't want you to let a tiny problem become a big enough problem that it causes me to sentence you on this charge. I'd rather have you come to us for help when it's early and we can fix little problems.
Okay.
All
I
right.
appreciate that. Your
Okay.
Honor.
So any questions about this file?
Nope.
All right.
The prosecutor explained everything, and I don't foresee any problems. So I'm taking responsibility and going to make sure that he's at school every day.
Okay. All right. And as far as court costs, I'm assessing $150. You've already posted that, so that's going to close that out. So you don't have to worry
Okay.
about any money on that file. As far as your driving privileges, you're currently showing as disqualified, not valid.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, and I have to wait for that case to find out more.
Okay. Anything else we can do for you?
No, Your Honor, I appreciate it. Thank you
All right.
very much.
Good luck with Brighton.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You as well. Are we ready on Michael Walker? Mr. Walker, come on up and have a seat. You don't have to jump up. They taught her in law school to do that. Go ahead. Go ahead and have a seat. Yeah. Date and time set for a formal hearing. Are we ready? And Mr. Walker, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's get started. Thank you. Officer, watch your step on my incline ramp. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Have a seat right there. Ready when you are.
Awesome, you can just state your name for the record.
Officer Adam Shannon,
And how many employees?
police officer with the Grand Township Police Department,
How long have you been in for the township?
approximately 7.5 years.
And what are your general duties as a police officer in the township?
I'm assigned to the traffic lieutenant.
And were you on duty on May 13th of this year, approximately 4:00 in the afternoon?
I was.
And at that time, what were you doing?
We were conducting a school bus detail throughout the township with all the traffic unit.
And what road were you on?
Walls Road.
Is that in our township?
Yes,
Were you in a full emergency? And at about that time, did you have the occasion to conduct a traffic stop?
I did.
What happened?
As the school bus was slowing down to release kids at one of the last houses on Walls Road near Willow, the yellow lights were flashing. I observed a blue Chevy Trax going northbound on Walls Road. Slowing down, I confirmed it with my radar, so I figured he was gonna stop. As the bus stopped, lights turned red, vehicle continued past.
Okay, at that time, was the school bus stopped?
Yes,
Yes. And, you said the school bus was displaying flashing lights,
yes,
and what color were they?
red.
And what do flashing red lights on the school bus indicate for us?
stop as the kids were exiting.
And to be clear, the respondent did not come to a full stop while those lights were located,
Correct,
and said he passed the school bus.
correct.
Officer, based upon the traffic violation, did you initiate a traffic stop?
I did,
Did you approach the vehicle?
I did.
Who was in the vehicle?
Mr. Walker,
And do you see him in front today?
I do.
Can you identify him based on what he was wearing?
Blue polo.
The record reflect the officers identified.
Noted.
And did you approach the vehicle?
I did,
Did you tell him the reason to stop?
I did.
What was that reason?
That you, went through the red light or the flashing red at the school bus.
And what, if anything, did he say to you?
He said that the bus was still moving when he was passing and figured he was.
And
I'm sorry, I missed that. And figured what?
did you get your citation?
I did,
What was the citation for?
for the running of the school bus lights.
And other questions?
Thank you. And Mr. Walker, any questions for the officer?
Just about everything.
Okay, you can step down. Anything else from the people? Your turn. You can stay there. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm that what you're gonna tell me is true to the best of your faith knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Pretty much everything he said. I was there, I was slowing down, the bus was still approaching. There was no street or corner that I knew where it was stopping, so I didn't know to stop. As I was approaching, like you said, I slowed down.
Let me interrupt you for a minute. Which direction were you headed?
I was headed north,
Was the bus going north or coming at you?
the bus was headed south.
Okay,
So the bus was headed in the south direction, I was headed north. I did slow down, just like he said. As it kept coming, it was to the point where I was close enough to where I looked up, it was still yellow. I proceeded past it. And that's it. I looked up, it was still yellow, I never saw a sign come off the side, and I proceeded past it. And that's the only difference of it. I went to look for video of it, and it was deleted already. If there's 60 days, I guess they roll off. It's within like a few feet boundary of, it was still at me, and I was in the nose of it. When I looked up, it was still yellow. As I got down the side of it, was it probably red? Yes. I don't know how much further it went before it flashed red or when it went. When I saw it be yellow, so I proceeded past. And that's the only difference.
just Mr. Walker. Okay. Any rebuttal?
Well, I do. Can I call the officer?
Sure. You're still under oath, Officer Shan. Go ahead.
Blue Chevrolet vehicles.
I saw it before he was even, as he was still approaching them, but,
And about how far would you estimate that?
probably 40, 50 feet.
And you had him in a clear vision enough so that your radar was picking up the fact that he was slowing down.
Correct,
And it's your testimony today that when he passed that school bus, the lights were flashing red.
correct.
And you were able to see that based upon your view of the vehicle, because it was the other lane.
Correct.
I have another question.
Where were you located?
I was driving behind the school bus.
All right. So could you tell? I'm trying to figure out the wording of this. In relationship to the bus, do you know where Mr. Walker's car was when the bus lights started from yellow to red?
From what I can tell.
Did you understand that question?
Right at the nose when it started turning red.
Okay.
I did ask him too, what do yellow lights mean on a bus? He said slow, prepare to stop. So he did acknowledge that yellow lights do mean slow, prepare to stop.
And he had slowed. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for the officer?
Not in the least. It's the same thing. It's within 10 feet. That normally I would still do the same thing because like he said, I was still at the nose, probably in that general area of when it turned. If I was at the nose when it changed, I could have slammed down the brakes, yes. But I would have been already, to me, I was at that point, so I proceeded past it to clear anything else that was around it and stop slam on brakes. But we're within a couple of feet range by the sounds of exactly what he's saying and what I'm saying. It's, as it's coming, how close was I to the front of it and able to stop? Like he said, I did slow down as I was, came to that point, so I proceeded past it.
Okay. All right. You can step down. Any other questions? Any argument? Yeah, go ahead.
Was going down, it did have the Michigan authorities. He chose not to, but the red lights were flashing and went through those stop school bus. You could ask me to find it responsible.
Okay. It's been a long time. Hold on a minute. It's been a long time since I've actually looked at the statute. The requirement is that he not pass when the red lights are on, correct? So I think we all would agree that there's at some point where the transition from yellow to red, there's got to be some discretion in there whether or not the driver stops or doesn't stop. How do we make that? And I'm just trying to think this thing through. So I'm going to ask if it's all right with both of you. I just want to get the officer's impression. Yeah.
My normal thing when we do these details all the time.
Yeah. Nothing new.
I observe the vehicle pass the driver's area of the bus, like towards the middle of the bus, and it turns red. Usually I let that pass me, but he was towards the nose of the bus, plenty of time to stop, and just like the yellow light, just level person.
Yeah. What do you mean? But what do you mean by towards the nose of the bus?
Like right towards where the engine.
Like nose to nose as they're coming? Like lined up.
Right in front.
Yeah.
And then my thing is my grace period.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah.
If you're past the middle part of the bus, I'll.
Right. Because I'm assuming, because in your mind, that would not be a safe stop at that point. Okay.
Then you're stopping essentially right where the kids are going to be.
Okay. All right. Questions?
I somewhat agree, but again, I was at that point
Right.
that when I looked up at the nose, it was still there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with them, but
No.
I stopped on the side.
No.
Could I have stopped on the side? But to me, like he kind of said, once I was at the nose, and to me, it was still moving. So I didn't know, it wasn't like we were at a crossroad.
Right.
That, oh, they're gonna stop at the corner. They were stopping in a driveway or something. So I didn't know if it was.
Right.
If we're still moving, I'm like, I don't know if he's stopping here. Do I stop and then it goes past me? Or do I just, we're nose to nose? Do I proceed past?
Yep. Okay. Anything else? All right. I'm going to find you not guilty. I think you violated the rule technically, but I'm putting myself in your shoes. Okay. First of all, I love it when a guy comes in and does exactly what you said. It's like I'm not arguing with the officer. I just had a different interpretation of what was safe than he does. Because that's kind of what I'm hearing. So I first of all, I like to reward people that don't come up here and blow like a bunch of smoke at me, right? The other thing is, like I said, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. And I don't think, from what I'm hearing, I don't think for a minute you did what you did because you were in a hurry, or you did what you did because you were, not concerned with the safety of the children, or all those other reasons people do stupid stuff like pass a school bus. I think you made a legitimate call that he thinks is wrong, and I can agree with him. I could agree with him. But I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to hit you with this, giving you everything that I just heard. So not responsible. But you posted some money, so you're going to get some money back. Thank you, Officer Sheehan. What do we got Jadal on for?
He has it Fleming.
Fleming. And Fleming must be, oh, there he is. Fleming's still there somewhere. Mr. Jadala, are you ready on Fleming?
Yes, Judge, we're ready when the court is.
All right. All right, go ahead, counsel, your appearance.
Your Honor, respectfully, Samuel Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Fleming. Mr. Fleming, would you please say your name for the court?
Francois Fleming. Thank you.
Your Honor, respectfully, today's the date and time set for a final pretrial prior to us scheduling a jury trial. I've had some conversations with the city attorney over the last few weeks, as well as my client, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're requesting if this court would consider setting this matter for another final pretrial. There's still documentation that my client is gathering from the Secretary of State as well as from his work, Your Honor. I would like an opportunity to present that to the prosecutor, and if we can't resolve this, those are going to become potential exhibits to the jury trial that he is requesting.
Have you discussed an adjournment with the prosecutor today?
No, Your Honor, I have not. We talked about the proposed plea, and this is what me and my client.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to find out if the prosecutor has any objection before I grant the adjournment. So she
Understood.
just left the courtroom. Let me give her a minute to get back to the office.
Perfect.
There she is. Miss Foley Carter, I don't know if you heard that or not, but on Mr. Fleming's behalf, Mr. Jadala has asked for another adjournment so they can finish gathering up documentation from Secretary of State. Any objections from the people to an adjourned pretrial date?
No objection.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we will not be requiring any witnesses to appear at this adjourned final pretrial. I understand they've appeared today and been here all day today.
Thank you. How far out do you think you need to go to get the documentation?
I want to say at least 30 days to be safe, Judge.
So, can I just kick it? Because we're gonna lose Huron anyways.
Yeah.
So October 10th.
I can get, who is that?
It's gonna be Judge Martin.
I can go to October 10th with Judge Martin.
October 10th, Judge Martin is great, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Just so we're all on the same page, I'm just scheduling this for a pretrial because usually when we see a final pretrial, we think somebody was supposed to be here besides the
Understood.
defendant. So I'm just going to set it for pretrial for discovery, and that's going to be October 10 at 9:10. Mr. Fleming, you got all that?
Yes.
All right, gentlemen, you're all set.
And Mr. Fleming, you got my contact information. Contact me as you're gathering all that information, okay?
That was October 10 at 9:10.
Thank you.
Judge, may you and your staff have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the day. What's up? I got a lot of files here, but I don't know if any of them are for you.
Have signed in for the last.
Okay.
So you ever ask me?
Just adjourn it because they're still waiting for some Secretary of State stuff.
Contacted us this morning, said he had COVID come in, so I called Jadal and said, hey, just jump on Zoom. And then anyway,
He texted me this morning and said he wanted me to talk to Mr.
Because we got to be here in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Probably. Have a good one, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
So there's nobody out there?
I have nobody else. Let me go double check. But I'm
Thanks.
you guys. Cynthia Smith. She's at 10:45 formal. So she still has like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't have a file on her, so if everybody else is a go. Beth, okay. Mackenzie. Yep, actually, I'll take those down. I want to talk to her. Mariah. No, I got it. Thanks.
Shall I wait till 10:45? Okay.
Yeah, just give Heather a heads up if that's the only one we're waiting for.
Yep. Wait, no, we're waiting on one.
Smith is, closed.
Cynthia? Which one? There's 10:45 one.
Let me see. I think that when Tim looked it up and thinks it's, I think it's closed. Six.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cynthia Smith.
dismissed, yeah.
Okay, so we're good. I'll let Judge know.
Nothing with that for now.